Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for June and my May wrap up. We're going to do it in one video today. So over here we actually have the stack of all of the books I read in May, and then over here we have my TBR. So we're actually going to start with the books I read in May. Since I don't want this video to be too long, I'm actually going to do the trend where you say yes, no, or maybe to a book. So I hold up a book, I say if it is worth reading, then it would be yes. If it's like I'm unsure, it was like 3 stars, I'd be a maybe. And then if I rated it like a 2 or I just did not enjoy it, I'd say a no. So that's kind of the plan of our May, and then I'll just be telling you guys what I want to read hopefully in the month of June. I read quite a lot of books in the month of May. So the first book is In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. You guys know I was kind of on the fence with this author just because I liked her writing style, but I just did not like the story of her last book I read. And this one is just definitely so much more different, and it was really immersive. So I would actually say yes, I really did love this book. And I rated this book a 4 stars. To Tell You the Truth by Gilly Lylian. I read The Nanny by her. I didn't really love that book. I gave it a 2 stars. And I also gave this one a 2 stars as well. I really do like her writing, but the end of her books and the whole build-up it's just not my favorite, and I actually despise it. So this was a 2 stars. I don't really recommend, so no. Next is The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This is one of my favorite authors from last year, even though I only read one book by her, which was Stay Awake, and I absolutely love that book. I gave it 5 stars, but this one fell off a little bit for me just because of how dark it was. For some reason, I just didn't connect with any of the characters, didn't like the storyline at all. I gave this one a 3.5, so I'm like a maybe. If you like darker thrillers, then definitely read this. Next was The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. This is definitely marketed as a thriller, but it is definitely not. It is more of a mystery, which I didn't hate at all. I did actually really enjoy this. I thought it was really fun trying to solve this like mystery with these characters. And the relationship between the mom and daughter in this book was just so beautiful to see grow. And I gave this book also a 3.5. Next is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Tahasha Ojiki. Definitely said that wrong, but I did actually really enjoy this one. There's 5 different stories, I believe, about different characters in this one cafe, and if you sit in this one chair, you get to go back in time, which was just such an interesting concept, and I really did love that. I love the writing so much, and I definitely recommend this one. I gave it a 4.5. Next is Define the Night by Bridge Kimbler. This is a trilogy, by the way, and I actually really enjoyed this one. I loved our characters, and the setting we were in was just so magical. This is a fantasy, and I gave it a 4 stars. So excited to continue the series. I would say definitely a yes. Next is Dry by Neil Sutterman and Gerald Sutterman. This book was the same author as Scythe, which you guys know how much I love that book so much. I think that was one of my favorites of last year. This one fell off a little bit for me. It was a dystopian, and it was okay. It was just felt a lot younger than his last book, which is not bad, but I would say maybe if you are a younger audience, it was kind of interesting. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Next is The Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. You guys know how much I love this author. She's so amazing. Her writing is always so magical, and it did not change in this book. I gave it a 4 stars as well. I'm just excited to continue this trilogy because I know it will just get better as I go on, and I love the characters in this book. I would say yes. Next is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I gave this book a 3 stars. I didn't really love it that much. It gave me the same vibes as Galliant, but not as good, obviously. I do think it was good. It was definitely a gothic kind of horror book, but have magical elements. It was cool, just was a maybe for me. Next was Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the last book in the Lunar Chronicles series. You guys know how much I love this series so much. This book kind of fell off for me a little bit. Still a 4.25 stars. I absolutely love this book as well. I just did not really like our main character. And if you guys know me, you guys know I love Cress and Thorn, my favorite couple from the series. So excited to read novellas in this series and continue with more of her books. I would say definitely yes to this whole series. Next, I read Playing for Pizza by John Grisham. This book was a literary fiction about a football player going to Italy to play. It was definitely interesting. Like anything about Italy or football, definitely read this. Wasn't my personal favorite book, but I did give it a 3.5 stars. And I do think it was interesting, very short and just fun to fly through. I would say maybe, because it is definitely a selective choice. Next was The Storied Life of AJ Thickery by Gabrielle Zevin. I love this book so much. I gave it 4.5 stars. I would definitely say yes. I think this was a very good literary fiction. I cannot wait to read more by her in the future. I think her books are absolutely just so immersive, and I was smiling, laughing, and just crying sometimes too. The ending was very shocking to me, so I don't know. I just really love this book. And those are all the books that I read in May. I cannot believe how good of a reading month I had. These are all the books I read in the month of May. Please let me know if you have read any of these and if you liked them or didn't like them. Next, we are going to get into my June TBR. First is Nevermore by Jessa Townsend. This is the first book in this series. This is, I'm pretty sure, is a middle grade book, but my friend Addie definitely said that this is more of a YA. I actually already started this book and it gives off very similar vibes to like Harry Potter. Very excited to continue. Next is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. I am so excited to get into this one. This is the novella for Powerless. I'm so excited. You guys know how much I love Powerless so much. One of my favorite books so far this year, and I'm so excited to get Adina's story in this. It is one of our side characters in the first book. Then I also already started Before She Was Helen by Caroline B. Cooney. This book is a thriller mystery about secret identity with this grandmother. It's so odd so far, but it's actually kind of making me laugh. Then I decided to pick up another Christina Hanna book because I absolutely loved the first one I read by her earlier this year. This is True Colors. I am loving it so far as well. I started it already. I have tabbed some tabs already. I don't know if you can see that, but I love her character, her found family, and her drama that is in this book. So good so far. Highly recommend her books. Then we actually have another thriller, Pretty as a Picture by Elizabeth Little. I actually have no idea what this book is about. Literally no clue. All I know is it's a thriller, and it sounded pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's about like a film actress. I don't know. Then we have The River by Peter Heller. This book is also a thriller, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it's about these teenagers that go to this river and something obviously bad happens, and I'm excited to see what this book is about. The Last Child by John Hart. This book has been going around in my mind for so long now. It is a historical fiction. People said that they cried over it. People said that it's so good. I'm just a little scared about it because it is a historical fiction and I don't really tend to love those as much. So I'm going to try to get my hands on the audiobook just because that helps me get through it faster, but still very excited. Next, which is actually a book I really have to get to, Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. You guys know how much I love Dance of Thieves. So amazing. I love that book with all my heart. 5 stars from last year, and this is the next book in that series. This is a duology, so the final book, and I'm just so in love with the characters and the world still, and I cannot wait to get back into it with them. Next is also another horror thriller, I'm pretty sure, Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zapuna. This book is, I'm pretty sure, YA, and it sounds really good. I also got this one recommended me from Addie. Absolutely cannot wait for this book. Definitely will be in a video though, so keep your eyes out for that. Next is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a duology by the same author as the Inheritance Games and the Natural series. You guys know how much I love those books, and I'm so excited to read another one of her because it's been a while since I've read one, and I actually have known nothing about this book, and I'm so excited to just go into it blind because I think that's the way to do it with her books. And lastly, One for My Enemy by Olive Lee Blake. I actually did start this a little while ago, and I put it down just for now, just because I wasn't feeling it at the time, but I definitely will come back to it later this month. I'm so excited to get into this one. I'm pretty sure it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling in modern day Manhattan, but with like witches and magic, and I'm so excited because it sounds absolutely so amazing, and I've heard amazing things about it as well as her writing. And these are all the books I hopefully can read in June. I'm so excited. Please let me know if you have read any of these and what your thoughts are on them. I would love to know. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, of course, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.